My stepdaughter, a young female teen, has primarily lived with us since she was a kindergartner. Over the years, I've loved and treated her like my daughter. Even after having kids of my own, I never treated her differently. Over the last year, she's started becoming a habitual liar. She lies about stupid stuff and big stuff. Examples of things she's lied about are feeding the dog, who she's talking to, where she's met people, if she did her chores, and crushes at school. She's even made completely made-up situations like being kissed, asked out, and getting in fights. We've got her lying about all things, and she will continue to lie to us until the proof is in her face. The biggest thing is she took my little one downstairs and offered to watch him and my two younger ones while I slept a little in the morning. I work at night and my husband was at work. She asked what time I was getting up and I told her it was 9 a.m, which was about 30 minutes. I woke up and she was gone. She and the dog were gone. My infant was in his bouncer crying, and my daughter, a young grammar schooler, got my dish soap and smeared it all over the bathroom and then locked herself in there when she heard me coming. My son, a preschooler, said she took the dog for a walk. She has no cell phone. I took care of the situation at home and she still wasn't home. I realise it's been an hour and I go out and start looking for her. We live in a small town. I searched for 3 hours. My husband finally left work in a panic and we searched and called the police. A search and rescue dog finally found her. It took us 6 hours to finally find her. She, to this day, won't tell us where she was at. Fast forward to today. She said her stomach had been hurting for 2 days. She's thrown up once and had diarrhea. None of this happened while my husband and I were around. I just got over a cold, sinus infection, stomach bug and kidney infection. So I feel bad and take her to the paediatric quick care. On the way there, I tell her if she's faking, just to tell me so I don't waste time and gas to drive her. It's my last day before I have to go back to work and I need to get some things done. She tells me no, she really is in pain. Tells the doctor the same. But in the waiting room, she's laughing and talking normally. The doctor suggests we go to the ER because of how much pain she's in. Now in the ER and ruled out appendicitis, and again laughing and talking just fine, and come to find out she's been exaggerating how much pain she's in, and I'm stuck waiting in this hospital for x-rays and test results. My husband can't switch with me because he has no gas, and we had to drive 30 minutes into town to get to this doctor. I'm literally about to cry. I'm so angry. I told my husband he could deal with everything with her from now on. All discipline, appointments, parent-teacher conferences, and everything. He thinks I'm overwhelmed and going too far. I married him and she was part of the package. So am I the idiot for telling him this? Edit, I'd like to clarify something. First, she is already scheduled for therapy. Her appointment is set for next week. Secondly, I wouldn't be ignoring her or completely erasing her from my life. I just wanted my husband to deal with everything I've been dealing with. I work full-time and still do everything for the kids. He's currently not working because he lost his job when the missing for 6 hours thing happened. I was hoping that if I passed the torch on appointments, parent conferences, discipline, etc., he'd understand my frustration and help me. I also texted him about this and didn't say it in front of her. I've always advocated for her. I got her into therapy, I got her a dog, hoping she'd feel loved by something if for some reason she didn't feel loved by us, and I got her help in school when she was struggling. None of these things would have been done if I hadn't been here supporting her in the ways I could. I'm frustrated because it's escalating and wasting time, money, jobs, etc. Regardless, I'd always love her. I'm not heartless or washing my hands clean. Thirdly, she doesn't really have anything we can take away. We can't afford sports or extracurricular activities. She doesn't have a phone or computer. We even increased her chores list after the stunt with the dog. I've had countless conversations with her, one-on-one time. Dad is here and means well, but he doesn't take the time to talk with any of the kids and isn't emotionally available. And Mom comes in and out. Sees her on holidays and maybe once every 3 or 4 months. Not super present and is by her choice. She is the one who left her and willingly signed that my husband could have sole custody. Not the idiot. Her lying, sneaking out, and this latest stunt at the ER isn't just teenager stuff. It's a cry for structure and discipline. And right now, your husband's laissez-faire attitude is leaving you to clean up the mess, literally and figuratively. Tell your husband to stop being a passenger in parenting and take the damn wheel. You're not her punching bag. Exactly, Dad started a new family, and bio-mom is in and out of her life with no predictability. I'm guessing she's dealing with some major abandonment issues. She needs one-on-one time with her dad, and she needs him to act like he's interested in her life. She needs him to take her to school, come to parent-teacher conferences, and take her to the doctor. He acts like he's her dad and cares what happens to her. OP is a married single mother. She might as well leave hubby for a few days or weeks with his kid alone and take her kids to see how peaceful it really is without the added drama, and how much chaos his kid is bringing in so he can appreciate OP more. But I'm petty and probably wouldn't return to that. OP might want to get ready to flee with her kids in case her stepkid doesn't stop this crap. This is mental and emotional terrorism this brat is putting her through. I, female 38, have been friends with Jill since high school. After graduation, she met her now ex-husband and moved across the country. Even though we didn't live near each other, we stayed in touch. When I got married years later, she was my maid of honor. Jill left her husband when their third kid was still a toddler. They'd moved back to our city a year before that. She said her husband was a great guy, but that she didn't find him attractive anymore. They co-parent now, and he's still super supportive of her. 2 years after they split, she met Ed, a child-free guy 2 years older than her. She got pregnant on their first date and tried to make it work for 2 years, but eventually left him too. Ed's a good guy though. He even includes her older kids when he takes her youngest out. Now she's dating Dave, a guy we went to high school with. He had a crush on her back then, and they reconnected recently. He met her kids after 4 months, and things seemed to be going well. When she came over the other day, she mentioned that Dave wanted a kid of his own. Then she said, "I thought I was done having kids, but I'm thinking of pulling the goalie." I was shocked and said, "You're kidding, right? You literally told me it was a mistake when you planned a surprise pregnancy with Ed. Why are you doing this again? If he wants kids, maybe it's a sign you shouldn't be with him. You don't need to have a baby just to hold on to him." She got angry and said, "This time I have my older kids, both teens, to help out. It's like having 2 live-in helpers. Soon they'll have their driver's licenses and can take the younger ones to their activities while Dave and I enjoy date nights." Then she said, "Not everyone is lucky enough to meet the love of their life and live happily ever after. Get off your high horse." She left in tears. Later, my husband told me I should have kept my opinion to myself. He said, "You can't change her mind, just be there for her when she needs you." Should I have just shut up? She hasn't been replying to any of my messages. Not the idiot. She got upset because you're right, not because you're wrong. Her having literal plans to use her older kids as mini parents so she and her latest man can go on date nights is really concerning. It's all about pleasing this guy. He wants a kid, she'll pop out another kid but wants to also keep him happy by still having couple fun on the reg. And she plans to accomplish that by dumping the new baby's care on her teenagers rather than let them enjoy life. She's selfish and uses her children to manipulate her love interests. It's backfired twice already. Some people never learn. I think your friend could get a rough awakening when she finds out that her teenage kids might not have any interest in babysitting and will refuse it, and that it's not easy to control kids that are teens. Also, tricking a partner into getting pregnant, that's low. Feel sorry for all involved. I'd warn Dave though if you know him. Tell him what he's getting into. Literally. My girlfriend, 24, and I, 26 male, have been together for over a year. We get along really well most of the time, but she does this one thing that drives me absolutely mental. She constantly mispronounces common words. It's not like she's joking or trying to be funny, she genuinely thinks she's saying them correctly. I've attempted to correct her so many times, but it's like it goes in one ear and out the other. Within minutes, she'll go back to repeating the wrong version. It's not even hard words. She'll say stuff like Chick-fil-A instead of Chick-fil-A, library instead of library, or Capitol when she means capital. It's worse when it's personal things, like the city I'm from or places I love. We're in Chicago instead of Chicago, where I grew up, to visit my family right now, and it isn't like she doesn't even care. I don't think it's a learning thing either. She doesn't have dyslexia or any speech issues. She's just lazy about it. At least that's how it feels to me. She's very smart, studying for her master's while working right now, so I don't get why this is so hard. This all came to a head today while we were staying with my parents for New Year. She pronounced Chicago wrong again in front of my family, then did the same thing with my favourite restaurant. I lost my cool and snapped at her. I told her it's frustrating that she can't even try to get it right, especially when it's stuff that matters to me. I may have sounded harsh, but I was so angry. I feel like a jerk because when we talk, it's like I'm scolding a little kid and not a 24-year-old woman who should know how to pronounce simple stuff by now. She got really quiet after that and has barely spoken to me since we got in. She's been on her phone the whole time and now I'm starting to feel like maybe I went too far. Am I the idiot for constantly correcting her or for snapping at her today? Edit, more info. I'm going to put this here because it keeps coming up. We both grew up in northern parts of the US, so we virtually have the same typical American accent. We both only speak English. We're both white. She doesn't have dyslexia, vision loss, or hearing loss, but there could be things I'm not aware of. She will mispronounce most types of words: cities, restaurants, places we go, things we do, etc. She can pronounce these words correctly sometimes at first, but might later change her mind because they sound better the way she says them, or they're easier to say her way. She misspoke a few words when we first met, which I thought was cute at first, but it happens so often now, over the year we've been together, that sometimes I don't understand what she says, and she can't or won't explain what she really means. She speaks this way around me, her friends, and our families. You are the idiot. You weren't the idiot for correcting her pronunciation the first time, maybe not even the second time. You are the idiot because you kept picking and picking and picking at her, even after it became clear that she wasn't interested in your help. She will not change. Get over it or leave her. If you don't like how she talks, let her go so she can find someone who does. The choice is yours, assuming she doesn't leave you for snapping at her in front of your family. How would you know a learning disorder if you're not trained and licensed? It just sounds like you're too lazy to put in any effort to find out what's going on, and that you just want her to do what you want. What she's doing sounds exactly like dyslexia. Look into it. Be curious, not judgmental. Here's the situation. I, 30 female, recently moved into a new place, and being the nice sister that I am, I gave my sister Maya, 26, a spare key in case of an emergency. You know, for situations like needing to get in for a repair person or something like that. Fast forward to last week when I was out of town for a few days, and I found out from my roommate that Maya had used the key to let her boyfriend in while I wasn't home. Apparently she didn't ask me about it first, she just showed up with him and let him hang out at my place, saying it was convenient because she was nearby. I was pretty upset when I found out. We have a close relationship, but using the key without asking first feels like a big breach of trust. I didn't want her assuming she had free reign over my home when I'm not around, so I told her I was taking the key back, and honestly I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. But now she's furious with me. She says I'm being unreasonable and controlling and that I should have been chill about it because it was just her boyfriend coming over. But to me, it's not just about her boyfriend coming over, it's about her not respecting boundaries and the trust I placed in her by giving her the key. I don't know, am I the idiot here? Should I have just let it slide? I took the key back and now she's upset with me. Am I the idiot for doing that? Not the idiot, nothing more to say. She used it to take advantage of you, and you don't owe her anything. She broke the rules and now she has consequences. It's clear by how angry she's going that she further plans to use your home and abuse your trust. Her reactions are even more of a reason why you should remove the key. I get one of the locks changed, as I'm sure she'll have a spare cut for herself before handing it over. How the heck was her boyfriend coming over an emergency? She already broke trust with you. I'd be creeped out if my girlfriend wanted to hang out at her sister's house while her sister was out. Sure, there are exceptions, like if she was watching your place while she was gone for a few days, but this is not the case. It's your home and your boundaries. She's far old enough to know that you ask people for permission, especially if you prefaced it with being for emergencies only. Had she quickly shot you a text and asked, it would be far more respectful than just doing what she did. I, 25 female, and my boyfriend, 28, have been together for 3 years and have been living together with my twins, male toddlers, for 2 years. Their father, 26, and I have never been together, and he hadn't wanted to be a part of their life until they were not babies. We have a custody agreement that they go every other weekend with him on Saturday, with me dropping them off and picking them up. But last weekend, my boyfriend had to pick them up because I had a work trip. For context, the twins don't know life without my boyfriend. We've been together since I found out I was pregnant, and he was there for all the ultrasounds and birth classes. He sat and read all the books with me and was there for the labour. He loves them like his own, and in my eyes they're as much his kids as mine. He was up all the late nights taking care of not only me but them too. Back to it, he was picking up the kids for me, this is not the first time, and they called him Daddy to get his attention while he was talking to my ex. He said that my ex had seemed to be okay with it, and he left to take them home, but while I was at the airport, my ex called me screaming, saying how undermining and disrespectful it was that the twins called him Daddy while they wouldn't speak at ex's house, which I hadn't known about, considering that the twins don't stop talking at my house until they fall asleep. Then my ex started complaining about custody, which was originally his idea because he was working a lot and saying that it was my fault because my boyfriend was spending more time with them and that he didn't have enough time to bond with them. He then started on how it wasn't right that the twins were so comfortable with my boyfriend, but his fiancée couldn't hug the twins without bribing them with something. I hung up on him because my plane was boarding and he was just screaming at me. Later, when I got home, his fiancée started calling and texting me, which I ignored because she's been known to have a terrible attitude toward me, even when I'm just picking up the twins. I talked with my boyfriend to see what we should do about the twins calling him daddy, and he said that it's up to me, and he loves it but would understand if I told them to stop, but I don't know. I love that my twins call him dad. I feel like he's earned it, but I don't know if I'm being an idiot because my ex is in their life and he is their father. Not the idiot. Your boyfriend is the dad your twins have known. He's always been there, and they've chosen to call him daddy. I'd be concerned about the twins' behavior around your ex and his fiancée. They seem like they don't feel comfortable, and your ex should not be forcing them to hug someone they aren't happy to hug, even if it is his fiancée. Sorry, but the ex needs to put on his big boy pants and realize that he hasn't made an effort, and that has affected his relationship with his kids. Don't stop your kids from expressing themselves. If they feel comfortable calling your boyfriend daddy, then let them. Kids bond with those around them. How are they supposed to bond? If the kids need to be bribed for anything, they are uncomfortable with that person. Offer him more time. Explain that they don't know him. He needs to be there and be an active part of their life. If his fiancée wants to be there too, perfect. Your children bonded with your boyfriend because he was there and active in their lives. I'm not sure I'd jump to more time with Bio-Dad and his fiancée right away. The situation there seems a little unhealthy, to be honest. If the twins don't speak while with them and have to be bribed to hug the fiancée, I'm sorry, but kids don't just miraculously stop talking. The children are obviously very uncomfortable in their presence. So why would OP make the kids suffer just to make the dad happy? The guy who completely dropped out of their lives for the whole first year? No. I would put the mental and emotional health of the kids first.